Um, Tell me when to start.
Hi, great evening from Maldives, our regional office, School of Leadership, Gulshhan, America. So here we have great leaders from India, Ms. Mehjabeen Sajid, Head of HR in India. I will request our ma'am, please deliver your great introduction for our innumerable students, teachers, so that they can be having your guidance, they can have your guideline and your direction, how they can develop leadership skills. Thank you so much for joining this session, ma'am. How are you today? Mehjabeen Sajid.
I'm very grateful to you for giving me this opportunity. I'm fine and absolutely in pink of health. Thanks to COVID, which has ended. A lot of things are coming back to normal. And thanks for this great introduction. I'm Mehjabeen Sajid, representing India. My last assignment was heading business HR for a company which was into 11 business verticals. I was partnering with various leaders of the team and ensuring that we achieve successes. I've been a part of technology team and I've launched around 4 to 5 technology projects, including the one which was into learning and development, which is validated in US and exactly like or maybe better than Udemy or Analysis. So this is what my journey has been. I have been awarded as 101 top HR minds in India by World HRD Congress, and of course there are a lot of things that go to develop a leader. I would like to thank you once again for giving me this opportunity to express myself and teach about leadership, which is so very important.
Mhm.
Today, when we go, we watch news, we watch a lot of television channels, or even for that matter, on social media, and we see that every person mentioning or a content writer mentioning great leaders, great leaders, great leaders. So
Mhm.
basically, as individual, as students or teachers, we are basically teaching people to see leaders which are at the top level, okay, which are being viewed by companies, which are viewed by majority of people, by maximum population, and according to us as individual, those are the leaders. However, I would beg to differ here. Leadership is not about being on top all the time. It is also about leadership that you perform from the back. Well, I appreciate teachers, for the uh, hard work, for the efforts that they put in developing these kind of leadership within students. So if you notice that in school, we have opportunities of becoming class monitors, we have opportunities of becoming school heads and things like that. But how do they reach there? Okay, how do they reach there? So there is a leadership cycle that goes right at school, right from day one when you enter school and your parents inculcate in you that you have to perform, you have to be the best. And best is not only about being academically best, it is also about being best in terms of your soft skills, in terms of your moral skills. Only if you have a sense of leadership will you be able to teach better leadership, you will be able to choose a better leader. Then that is what I call as leadership, and it need not be performed from the front always. Leadership can be performed from the back as well, where you identify, you understand your own flaws, you understand your own weaknesses, you work on that, you become better by the day, and that is what is leadership trait all about. When I'm talking to teachers, when I speak to teachers, when I speak to trainers, I said leadership development is not about everybody coming first in class or everybody becoming a doctor or an engineer. It is also about becoming a very well equipped hand, a very well support system to somebody who performs his job better. And that is what I call as leadership. Leadership skills does not only include you about giving a good speech about good, but it is also about setting examples, right, at your level, at a teacher's level, at a student's level. So how you set an example of success, being successful, being a good human being, having the right moral values, are also a part of becoming leaders. So if you notice that there are leaders from global presence, okay, some have done very good jobs, some have taken some initiatives, some have been like a Nelson Mandela, who has been for his country for over period of time in the jail, just to ensure that they get independence. They are, subjected to getting the rights that they have. That was a very silent kind of a leadership that he did, but it created a major, major impact. So when we get inspired by these kind of leaders, can you inculcate one of his learnings or one of his teachings in your own, personal life? And that is how you start developing leadership. When you see leaders like Gandhi ji, he says that okay, with silence, with satyagraha also you can achieve freedom. Can we inculcate one such thing of being patient while we are struggling to achieve our goals, and yet being very consistent and persistent? That is a leadership I would probably see, rather than aiming to be on top all the time. Learn one thing from the top leaders, and I'm sure you will be different from anybody else. When I see teachers, I see teachers in the school, I see teachers in my own school, I saw teachers in my kids' school, and I realized that sometimes they cannot even do a voice. As a leader, it is very important for you to voice out what you feel is right. However, how you do it is also a part of leadership program. How you do it. So when you voice out your opinion, how do you do it? And what is the impact of your opinion also matters. So these are some of the leadership programs. So when I see leadership, I see you as a person learning from every leader. Okay, a person learning from every leader and inculcating that in your life. That's one. The second learning I would say is that you self evaluate what are your strengths, what are your own weaknesses, and how can you overcome that. Third is how can you set example of becoming whatever good you are in, and how many people learn that one good thing from you is a third example. Fourth, I would say that when you voice out your opinion as a leader, how do you do it also matters, right? It can be in your own language, it can be somebody else's language, but what kind of words do you use to create an impact, to create a result? And fifth is something that I would say that you need to force it, that how does your opinion matter to people? What is it that you will give that will impact or create an impact on the larger society, right? So you start with something very small, start something with yourself. Till you don't develop yourself, how will you be able to develop a leader, right? So there are a lot of time when we see that teachers put in a lot of efforts. Believe you me, managing 2 kids at home, 3 kids at home, and managing 40 kids in class, hats off to teachers who do it. And that is what we see, and they create an impact over a period of time. Today when leave school, you have your farewell party, and then when you come back from corporate to school, the first thing that you remember is your teacher, right? Because she has taught you a lot of things. You are where you are because of them, right? So they are the best leaders that one could probably be inspired from, as a child, as a student, as a senior student, or even as an ex-student, right? You never forget the learnings that a teacher has taught. So my request to all the teachers is that be a leader that people, students inspire to become like you, right? When I was young, I think all girls, whenever they used to go to school, I think most of the girls do that, right? When they come home, they play teacher because they're so inspired by the way their teacher teaches them, right? And why does that happen? And why does that not happen for boys? Right? Because there is something that is missing. There is a lacuna that is missing, a perspective that boys are a certain type of category, girls are a certain type of category, right? But how do we develop those kind of skills that even a guy, even a boy starts getting inspired to become a teacher? How do they start liking their studies is also a part of leadership program. Not that the teacher is not putting an effort, but how do we think about it from the perspective of a learner is also a part of your leadership skills. See, when we actually see a lot of strategies during political arena, when we get into the political space, we see that okay, these leaders convince mass and millions of people to follow them, right? Millions and millions of people to vote for them, to choose them as a leader. What makes them different from anybody else? One is the way they project themselves. Two, the way they communicate and convince people of how they will impact, with their work and with their words, right? That's two. Third is the way they actually predict the future for your people. So why do we get inspired by such? Because they've already set examples. They themselves, whenever you speak, whenever you hear some speeches, whenever you hear some long speeches, you will see that okay, they would always refer to people who they have been inspired from. If you listen to a Barack Obama, he would probably talk of Abraham Lincoln and somebody of those kind. If you hear speeches from Rajiv Gandhi, if you learn speeches, if you read speeches or understand speeches from Indira Gandhi, she will always refer to people from the past, right? So why don't we also look at people from the past who've bought things from us, for us, from certain spaces, from certain expertise, and inculcate, develop on that, and see that how we can develop future leaders. while we do that, why don't we also see what are the current leaders doing? There are a lot of pros, there are a lot of cons, and how these people can, impact the society at large. So this future people who will choose the next leaders, what is it that they need to see that the world becomes a more peaceful place? Is something. So that is there is a decision making, there is a forecasting that is required, there is a sixth element of knowledge that one needs to gather and harness, so that the leadership is developed, right? Now when I'm talking too much of leadership, I'm also talking about the skills, that is the most essential for them. One is of course the communication, the impact that you try to create, and moreover it is also about the truthfulness, the honesty that you display, and display not only in front of people but the integrity that you show when people are not looking at you. So what is it that you do to project yourself as a leader? So you hone your skills, you set an example, you predict your future. You say that, okay, this is what I do when I'm in front of you and even when I'm behind you. So there is a highest level of integrity which one needs to develop. Do your SWOT analysis, understand what is the kind of SWOT that you are looking at, what is it that you need to develop, and what is it that are your strengths that you need to display, so that people get inspired by you and look at learning from you and look at recommending you as a inspiring role model, right? So these are the some things that I see. Like when we go on a on a road trip, you see a lot of people. You see people who would probably selling something to you, and one of these salesperson on the from a maybe could be a roadside vendor, okay, is selling you in such a manner that you really look back and say, yeah, that guy really sold me something really nice, and what he recommended was really nice. So these are also some underlying leadership skills that you happen to convince people, and while you convince people, people recall you for whatever you have done. Okay, so what kind of an impact that you create after you have left, or after you are not on visual? So whatever is seen, and after that, what kind of impact people create is most important as a leader. So my only request to teachers would be that you all are doing some very fantastic job, and you all are putting a lot of efforts. It's definitely not easy for a mother to handle two kids at home with all the tantrums that they throw, and you all are managing at least 40 in a class, right? Hats off to you, ma'am, that you all have been doing some real fantastic jobs. It would be very nice if you identify these leadership traits from a student and create more leaders, right? While we understand that they fail, while we understand that they may not meet your expectations to your perfection, how do we develop that level of perfection in them while they are with you? Because maximum time they are with you, they are spending time with the school, they are engaging with the school so closely, and they come home with an inspiration that, yeah, our teachers are there and they will be taking care of us, we want to become like a teacher, right? And request to students is my only request to students is that while you have your teachers at home, please do not come and criticize them. They take a lot of effort to develop you. Okay, whatever good, bad, ugly that you all will develop and display in your future is surely because of the teachers that are spending more than 6 to 8 hours with you all. Okay, and every teacher matters, and every teacher has a different leadership style. You have to adopt what is best, and you have to adopt what others her strengths. You have to adopt her teacher's strengths, and weaknesses are there with everybody, which is with you and with everybody else also. So very important that you get inspired by your teacher, understand her strengths, and get yourself inspired, replicate her strengths with when you all are doing so. That when you all are doing your leadership evaluation, when you all are doing your leadership SWOT analysis, and that is something that I would look at requesting teachers and students to take care of them in terms of developing their leadership skills. So that's how it would be. And thank you. Yeah. Thanks a lot for
Super.
giving me this opportunity. And we can take it up from here. And I'm wishing you all the very best and successful, venture. And I'm wishing every student of this planet to, inculcate one leadership habit in them, develop it, become an inspiration, develop your foresight, have an integrity, and be honest. That's the only thing I would say. All the best, and have a great, successful leadership journey ahead. Thank you.
Super, wonderful, marvelous, and I have no words to explain how beautifully depicted my leader from India, Mehjabeen Sajid. Wonderful. And here you can see all our teachers have joined already from Vietnam, from India, from all other countries like Bangladesh. And here I can see another great leader here that is also from India, our Gulshhan Suman sir. I have spotlighted you already. So can I please welcome you to deliver your greatest speech among our global leaders?
Hello, Monira. Thanks for the invitation. It's a great pleasure to join you. Because I am not from the teaching line. Actually, I am a trainer for my air traffic controller, fellow air traffic controllers, and I've been training them. As you know, the job of air traffic control is the most stressful job in the world.
Yes.
And because by the grace of God, I got exposure to the stress management, how to deal with the stress. And that's how I started with the imparting training to my fellow air traffic controllers. First, I started a workshop way back in 2002 or 2003. That was my first presentation on the stress management. And it was appreciated by all the ATC officers. And later on, I gave presentation during the lockdown time. It was attended by all the employees of Airports Authority of India. Throughout the India, the people attended, and they appreciated the approach, because my approach is to start with the basics. Normally, people, there are so many people taking lectures on the stress management, and they say, you do this, you have this food, you have that way of life. But I touch the basic roots, how to deal with the mind, because mind is the one which get stressed. So unless and until we deal with the mind, we cannot be away from the stress. And the same thing is applicable in the field of leadership also. If a person has the biased attitude, he will not be a good leader. He has to be unbiased. Unbiased from the cultural background, family background, religious background, or any other background. Because every individual is different. We cannot say that whatever I think, the person should think in the same way. It's not possible. God has created every human being as a peculiar, as a special. So that's why every human being is a special, unique in itself. We have to respect each and every human being. It's our job to look after the people around us, start from the family, start from the society, and then to the district level, state level, and all that. So this is how we have to do. And as far as the development of leadership qualities, I think because I joined a little bit late, I think the topic is about the leadership, developing leadership qualities, or what?
Yes.
So it may be in any field. It may be in the field of leadership. It may be in the field of education. It may be in the field of science, technology, whatever. If a person has the background of how to deal with the, first of all, myself, that is the biggest problem. We are correcting people around us. We forget to correct ourselves. So that is the main problem. So that we have to look into how to correct ourselves. Unless we have the attitude of looking at ourselves. In Bhagavad Gita, the Lord Krishna says, you have to have a Sakshi Bhav. Sakshi Bhav means you look yourself as a third person. not as an individual, because I'm caught up in my own mentality, because I see myself as this body only. And this body cannot function without the subtle part in this body, that is the mind, intellect, like this. So that is to be dealt. The presentation which I am giving to my fellow ATC officers is about the development of mind, because mind plays, it can create heaven out of hell and hell out of heaven. It is the mind only. The same mind can create anything in this world. So it can go down to any level, it can rise up to any level. So if it is trained in a better way, in a proper way, so it can create wonders in this world. So this is what I have to say.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
From India, Gulshhan, Suman sir. Here we have a lot of great leaders, and Dr. Kalpana Dixit ma'am has joined also from India. Dr. Kalpana Dixit ma'am, are you fine to deliver your speech now? Yes. Yes, ma'am. Yes. I have already spotlight. Yes, ma'am. Kalpana ma'am, please go ahead with your speech.
Would you like to ask question, or I can continue?
Yeah, you can continue. You can give your introduction and please deliver your session like.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Munira. I am really heartful, thankful to you all, especially Munira, for inviting me on such an interesting school leadership program. Actually, am I audible now?
Yes, ma'am.
This
Yes.
school leadership program is very much important nowadays. Why? Because this is the age of competition. There are many advanced technology where we require leadership quality and leadership talent of the students. There are blockchain, there are artificial intelligence, and even in society and family and community also. We require many types of leadership capacity and potential among the students. So the question is that if we require the leadership quality and potential among the students, so how can we train our students from beginning for a leadership quality? This is a very important question. So according to my views, I am Dr. Kalpana Dixit, starting my session here. I am the Professor and Research Supervisor at Barkatullah University. So now I would like to discuss this wonderful topic. So how can we inculcate leadership quality among our students? This is really a critical question. But nowadays, when we are on digital media, it is very easy to communicate each and everything. Our teachers have become more smarter. Our students have become more aware, and they are capable to develop themselves. Still, we require some teachers, we require some school education programs. In India, there are many institutions are conducting many educational leadership programs for teacher, for manager, for management, for principal. And as far as they teacher automatically transform the quality of their learners, their students. So how we will go ahead for this leadership qualities among the students? So we can conduct such type of activity, some community activity. We can provide some game period, and we can give them uh, some joint project. And because we have to develop the communication skill, we have to develop the decision making capacity. We have to develop among the students the leadership, team leadership capacity, and we have to develop among the students the potential to lead a group, whether it is a school group, community group, society group, or anything else, so that they will become a strong and sufficient leader for future. So we have to organize this type of activity in our school, in our regular classroom. In India, the National Policy of Education 2020 is also suggested that there must be some leadership training for teachers as well as for students also. For this purpose, we have introducing very curricular method like dialogue method and cooperative learning method And some pedagogical approach also we are applying in the classroom. Suppose we are giving some drama and role playing. We have introduced role playing and drama also, so that students will work collectively on a project. We can give them scientific projects so that they can work collectively and motivate their decision making power, their communication skill, and beyond this decision making and communication skill, we have to develop the sympathy, the empathy, and the resilience and the persistence among the students so that they will become a strong and humble leader, not an agile leader. We want a transformative leader for the society so that we have to change their mindset also through our day by day training. And this is not a formal training. In our school curricula, in our daily activities of the school, we have to give some growth mindset lessons to them. We give them, we assign them responsibility. We ask them to collaborate and cooperate with each other. And we ask them to lead the class for such time, for particular 1 or 2 period, or in a game period, they should lead the class. So we want a leader which is transformative, that who can transform the society by the help of their mindset, their growth mindset. And transformative society will definitely become strong in point of view of cultural and political point of view also. So if we organize some school leadership program, we have to plan accordingly. We have to plan our curricula and we have to plan our pedagogy also. Point of view of pedagogy, we have inculcate some storytelling activities also and some content development activities also, as well as we can give some research work to the students so that they can work on a certain project collectively and a collective finding will be emerged so that they will reach on the decision making capacity, how to decide how to launch a project and how to lead a team in a scientific project also. If they learn each and everything in their pedagogical approach, we are also introducing some specific type of story of leaders, our great leaders, our young leaders. We can discuss in our classroom about the CEO of Google, Sundar Pichai. That is a very smart and advanced leader of the young, and he is also role model of the young. We can discuss about the Satya Nadella. We can discuss about the historical characters, Bhagat Singh and Sukhdev and all that. So by introducing different leaders of the history, of the culture, of the education, and of the advanced technology, we can motivate our students to become a hard and strong leader with full sympathy and full empathy. This is my way of inculcating leadership values. Beyond this, I would also like to say that the leadership capacity will be developed at community and family also. Not only the responsibility of the school, community also gives some responsible task to the students so that they can express their leadership quality in community, like leading of the society or community, like leading a cultural event in community, or leading any education program. So some students are doing volunteer. Some students are definitely move ahead in this leadership training by their own. So they are doing volunteer service to some non-formal school and some formal school. And they will distribute the stationery, copy, kitab, books, all that thing. They will decorate the classroom and they will do they will collect some funding and also provide furniture to the school also. So this is the way. So not only school is responsible for leadership, the community is also responsible. And I would like to say family. There is a bigger role of family to inculcate the leadership quality among the students. That is, parents should assign the responsibility. Parents should make the student aware about the things, how to spend the money, how to go the market, how to purchase, how to balance, how to see their bank balance, and how to spend their time with proper time management. So this is the practice and training of the parents to the students, so that if they come to the school, they are already habitual of the discipline. They are already habitual of the management, so that school will definitely inculcate the different values in tasks. And beyond this, I would also like to say that there are many activities like cooperative learning activities where a student can solve some puzzles collectively, and this type of activity or games, some game playing activity where they will ask some difficult questions in a group, and the group leader will lead the activity in the form of active board or in the form of this, I can say, brainstorming session. So through brainstorming session also, a student can be educated for a leadership quality. And also I would like to say that a good leader cannot be built. They can automatically train by their surroundings, by their school environment, by their peers. Peer influence is also very much important for a leadership value and leadership inculcation. So when students work in their peer group, they will understand how I am rejected or how I am accepted in the group. So this rejection and acceptation also make them aware to what is wrong and what is right in their school activities, so that if they adopt the right practices, they will definitely become leaders. So this is my way. Beyond this, I would also like to say that the school management has a great role and great responsibility of conducting this type of leadership quality among the teachers and the students also. The school management should encourage the teacher to go for the staff development, the faculty development program of leadership. Many organizations are conducted and many online courses are there. Different universities are launching open education system. They're like Harvard University, Delhi University, SNDT Pune, many universities. They are launching open courses for the school head, principal, manager, and teachers for this leadership training. So this is my humble request to the school management, school administration, school principal also, so that they can support their teachers to go for this advanced training, and then they will inculcate automatically the leadership quality among the students. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for joining such a great, prestigious, and outstanding delivery, my dearest leader, Dr. Kalpana Dixit, our Mehjabeen Sajid ma'am, both of you, and
India here. We had also teacher from Vietnam, our Khan Tran. If I am able to deliver that, we have leader also from America. Our Joanal sir has joined, the leader of the School of Leadership. From Sri Lanka, Dr. Syed ma'am has joined, and Lu Ann ma'am from Vietnam. Thank you so much for joining this great session. And it was organized by School of Leadership, United States of America. So on 15th September, I am inviting all of you to join our global conference on International Democracy Day. I will share the link, and of course, grand celebration and huge publicity will be there on your profile. So thanks a lot. And this was Monira Sultana, your international host and regional chief from Maldives, signing out. Till then, take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you. Bye. Nice to meet you.